Hey Gear Seekers, I'm Nick. We're out here at Computex Taipei 2024 checking out what NZXT has to offer. It is 20 years since the inception of some very interesting cases. So let's dive in, take a look. But before that, here's a word from our Computex sponsor. Take it away, Claire.
Our Computex Taipei 2024 coverage is proudly brought to you by ASUS and ROG, the Republic of Gamers. Uncover the future of gaming and tech with their latest products. From handhelds to AI, from networking to graphics cards and everything in between, ASUS and ROG have got you covered. You can find links to their latest products in the video description.
Ladies and gents, we've got something kind of new. We've seen this before. Cooler Master tried to do it, but it's not as cool as this. This is the new F-Series fan frame. We've got a bunch of different variations here. 360, 280, 240. What is he talking about? Well, you don't have to put 2 or 3 fans in. You put 1 fan in. Let me show you this. 3 fans. Is this making sense, Dylan? Is it? Please tell me it's making sense. 3 fans, 1 cable, 1 controller, all of the cooling. So essentially how this works is it's how we've seen with other fan frames in the past. 1 cable, 3 fans, RGB. Making sense? Following along? I know I'm repeating myself, but the reason why this is important is cable mess. Now, NZXT has been famous over the years for having far too many cables for all of their fans. But they've come up with a solution, and it's a pretty simple solution. Single connector, single cable, 3 fans into the controller. But that's not the only thing. They've got a new RGB controller. This one is kind of cool, especially if you've already got stuff in the NZXT ecosystem. The way this works is what we're seeing with a lot of other fan and case vendors is PCIe power, which is the way to go because extra power delivery is always good. But what makes it special is it's magnetic. It can take up to 4 fan frames in total. Plus, they've got another connector in case you want to put in a single back fan and a legacy NZXT RGB connector as well, which is always nice. So yeah, good work NZXT. You finally bloody listened to me. It only took you 5 years. Okay, right, so they're fans with 1 cable, 4 screws, 3 fans. You see what's going on here? Essentially, yeah, it just makes it a lot easier. They come in black as well, but what I think is more interesting about that isn't the fact that they're just a fan frame. I think they've done them properly. The design is really nice. They've got rubber feet on each edge for acoustic absorption and reducing the vibration. And it is very important that it has that because it only uses 4 screws as well. And if you've seen me ever pull apart a computer, you'll know that if I have a daisy chain fan system or a fan frame, I only use 4 screws anyway. It's not the only fan that we're going on here. We've got some performance fans. They're called the 120 and 140p, 0 RGB. You know, that's how I roll, ladies and gents. I'm getting old, old and grumpy, no more RGB. But they've redesigned their fans to be more performance focused. And what's good about this is one of the issues I had with the previous performance fan is one of the sides had a rubber insert, so you could only screw the fan in one way. It sounds like it's a simple thing, but, they've addressed that. And it also comes in white, which is cool too. Because, NZXT has had this Stormtrooper vibe for years and years and years, and now they're just doing straight up white, straight up black, and all the Stormtrooper-ish stuff that we've seen in the past will become legacy. Okay, we hear you. We know how you feel about NZXT keyboards, and NZXT also heard you. Take it away. Tell us what's new. Tell us what's new.
All right, so these are the Function 2 keyboards that are available in full size and mini TKL. So what is new? Basically everything. The design is similar, but when we look at what was done with upgrades, PBT keycaps compared to ABS on the previous model. Okay. We went from standard mechanical switches to optical switches. 1 actuation point previously, now we're at 1.0 and 1.5. And then 8K polling rate, so complete performance overhaul. So essentially it may look similar, but it's a brand new keyboard inside.
The optical switches are not traditional optical switches. Can you explain a little bit about how you did that?
Sure, yeah. There are brand new NZXT Swift switches. So, we do partner with Gatoron to make these switches, but we've designed it to our specifications. So, the stem of the switch is purple, but it's just not our brand color to have it purple. It's actually a special resin and mixture our engineers came up with. So when the light from the PCB breaks the stem as it's going down, it's optimized for accuracy. So that's how we're able to get the 1.0 and 1.5 actuation points, and it's true 1.0 and true 1.5, so it's extremely accurate, the most accurate on the market.
Hopefully it'll help me click on heads easier. But actually, that's not what helps us click on heads easier, because NZXT has some new mice, and you guys might find this pretty interesting. They're doing it different. Check this out. Lift. The new mouse is the Lift 2. This is a symmetrical version of the new Lift 2. I think I just teased what they're doing differently here. This is a new lightweight mouse, again with the 8K polling rate, but instead of doing it like the Cooler Master mouse and the Razer mouse and everything where you just spill your Dorito dust and your Mountain Dew all over your mouse. I've done it on the other side. That's pretty clever. Now, all I need to do is spill my drink on the table and then put my hand through it. So 57 grams, which is on the very, very light side. I remember when mice were coming out at 70 grams and people were freaking out, and now we're getting 57 grams and less. And then we have the Ergo version as well. This is really, it's up to you guys what you like better. Like with the fans and what I've been talking about with NZXT, everything comes in white as well. I feel like I'm breaking everything before anyone's even been through here yet. But yes, also in white, in both symmetrical and Ergo. Continuing on with the theme of 20 years of NZXT, or as you Aussies love to call it, NZXT. It just feels more natural with NZXT, doesn't it, Dylan? It's just more natural. Rolls off the tongue. He's not sure because he doesn't really know. 2022 H7. It was a great case. It reviewed really well with us. The thermals were very, very good. 2023, we saw the H6 Flow. You guys absolutely loved it. And I did what I usually do and pick out flaws with everything. But now we've got the H7 again in 2024. I reckon you should have called it the H8, let's be honest, because it is not really that similar. What's different is 420 up the front. As well as that, another trend that we're seeing emerge is recessed fans. Now, NZXT has said, hey, we did it first with the H6 Flow, which I'll tend to agree with because it is true. And now we're seeing it with the new H7. And what they've done is they've kind of extended the height of the case, which is actually not a terrible idea. They've recessed the fans. Now, they were talking about the reason for not doing back connectors. It's a pretty simple reason. They didn't want to make the case wider, which is okay. I get it. It's all good. We don't have to freak out about no back connectors, but they've rotated the power supply. That's correct, right? The power supply is now being rotated for the extra height to improve airflow. And there's kind of an airflow channel that runs from the side of the case through to the back. And I think it's a pretty elegant way of doing it. And it's nice to see another case that isn't just another dual chamber case. So good work, NZXT. Obviously, like you seeing it over there doesn't make a whole lot of sense, so we'll show you the new things as well. So as mentioned, there is this new airflow path through the bottom of the case for power supply, and it's because the back panel of the case can work as intake as well. And that's something that I predicted back in 2018 and is now very commonplace. Yay, look at me. It's almost like I'm the case guy. And the front bracket can be removed quite easily. 2 thumb screws. This is a pretty elegant solution. 2 captive thumb screws, and the front bracket just slots in and you can whiz it up and you're good to go. As mentioned, there's also these recessed fans. One thing I'd like to see from NZXT is reverse pitch fan blades. But to be honest, with the paint finish, NZXT's always had pretty good paint finishes, and it looks like the fan frame matches their paint finish. So even though it's not a reverse pitch fan blade, it still looks really nice. Like, you'll notice that a lot of fans, on the back side of them, you'll see the cables connecting the fan hub to the motor, and although you can see them here, it's not really that noticeable. So yeah, I don't think it's really that much of an issue. It's clean. It is clean. Now, the question you may have is, when is this thing coming out and how much does it cost? Well, $129, and I think it should be out by the time we get back from Computex. So yeah. The thing is at Computex, it's not always about seeing the most amazing new products. It's about improving on things you've done before, and I think NZXT has done a pretty good job of improving things that they're already pretty good at. First of all, the H7 is looking very interesting, and I got to level with you guys. We've already got these sitting at home, ready to be reviewed, ready to test the thermal. So when we get back, we will be doing all of that. And what I find more interesting is those new F-Series fan frames. We were seeing it kind of emerge in 2019 with Cooler Master bucking the trend, or really starting the trend, and it disappeared. And then we saw all of these fans that you could connect together, and they're all daisy-chained. That's just a better solution for me, especially for someone who builds PCs all the time. So let's hope NZXT does what NZXT does very well and starts a new trend. Right, let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. Big thanks to Blackmagic Design for being our camera partner this year at Computex 2023. They are the purveyors of the best broadcast and cinema cameras ever created. I'm not just saying that because they give us cameras. We have been shooting on Blackmagic since the beginning of the channel. Anyways, I'm your boy Nick with Gear Seekers. You peek, we seek. Check this out. They've got a whole table of snacks. This is insane. Claire was showing me, what was it, roast chicken Cheetos? We don't get anything like this back home. Look at that. Have you ever seen? That's not roast chicken. Hang on, where is it? Look at this. It's even got, is it turkey or chicken? We have to try these. Let's review these next. Next video review on Cheetos. Cheeto review. Oh, I'll do it right now. Can you hold the microphone, Claire? This is bad because I'm eating junk food, which is not my swag anymore.
Childproof.
Looks like a drink. Oh my God. Legit, it's so good. I'm taking...